Oh shit. I'm tired. Live? Hello. Let's. Nice. We're light in here. Better? Can't tell. It looks super white. Why is this browser so slow?
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's
Oh
legal
my
team
god,
if wireless
ads.
companies are allowed to.
And if you want some free stocks, you can get up to 12 free stocks when you sign up for Webull and
Another
deposit
ad.
any amount with the link below. You can literally deposit as little as 1 cent and you'll still get the free stocks. This promotion definitely isn't gonna last forever. Their last promotions didn't, so you're gonna want to claim it as soon as possible with the link below. By opening an account, you're automatically gonna get 2 free stocks, each valued between $3 and $300. And then you'll receive another 4 or 8 or 10 free stocks, valued between $7,000 and $3,000 after you make an initial deposit of any amount. And if you're new to Webull, you're gonna want to get an account set up as soon as possible before the next bull market comes, so you can be ready to plunder. Webull is a great commission-free stock trading app without committing to a whole without putting real money on the line. This is great if you're a strategy. Let's rewind. Before cruise ships became the money-hungry billion-dollar industry they are today, ships were the only way to cross the oceans back in the 1800s.
Yes.
You know, like how the Titanic was supposed to go, before the whole iceberg thing.
Iceberg, right ahead!
Iceberg!
The only people who could afford a ship were the ultra-wealthy, people like royal princes, authorities, and nobles. But as word spread around, more rich people wanted to hitch a ride on these ships, so the industry started building them bigger and more luxurious to accommodate their rich clientele. It went on like this for over 100 years, but then the 1960s came.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the spacious cabin. Attractively decorated, air-conditioned but draft-free.
Commercial airplanes.
Commercial
They were
airline.
faster, easier, sleeker, more modern. They were just simply a better way to travel. So the cruise ship industry was faced with an existential crisis. They were losing all their customers fast. So if they didn't come up with a way to make people want to ride on cruise ships again, even though planes were clearly a better option, they were gonna sink. So the industry completely rebranded cruise ships.
For nearly 2 decades, we have endeavored to bring to our passengers a cruise experience that is both uniquely satisfying and totally memorable.
Alright, so what they do?
Now, ships weren't just a way to get to a destination, cruise ships were the destination.
Yeah, exactly,
They
exactly,
transformed
exactly.
cruises from purely being a method of transportation to an exciting
Party,
experience.
yeah.
And it worked like a charm. The other major change the industry made was that cruise ships weren't just for rich people anymore. They were for everyone. And the industry was making more money than it ever had before. But as fun and exciting as they appear, there are a ton of dark things happening behind the scenes that go into making these high-energy, profitable cruises happen. Things that the industry really don't want you to know about.
5 million cars.
First, there's the sewage. having thousands of people confined to a ship for a week or more means there's gonna be thousands of tons of human waste that cruise ships need to dispose of. That's around 10 swimming pools worth of waste by the end of a week-long voyage.
Holy shit.
And you may think that there would be strict rules about how to handle all this extremely toxic waste.
Nope.
But you would be wrong. All cruise ships have to do is be 12 miles out at sea, and they're allowed to dump all the stuff right into the ocean. Think about that next time you're taking a dip in the sea. It's not just really disgusting, it's also genuinely bad for the environment. And this is just the stuff that cruise ships are legally allowed to do. There's also a lot of illegal things cruise ships have committed.
Carnival's Princess Cruises will pay a $40 million fine for dumping oily waste into the ocean.
Oh my God.
The largest penalty of its kind in history. The company also pleaded guilty to 7 felony charges.
The world's
Jesus.
largest cruise company has pleaded guilty to violating the terms of its probation just 2 years after it was found purely guilty of environmental
Went up
crime.
one light bulb.
Aside from polluting the ocean, cruise ships are also really good at polluting the air we breathe.
The amount of pollution emitted by a luxury liner equals that of 5 million cars covering the same distance.
To put that into perspective,
Jesus.
there are about 3.6 million drivers in New York City. So every single cruise ship is putting out 1.5 times the size of New York City pollution on every single trip.
That's insane.
There are 323 ships on the ocean all the time, and they're all polluting the air that much every single day. That's a lot of pollution. Cruise ships also use an especially destructive type of fuel to power their ships. It's called heavy fuel oil.
It's so heavy that it's like tar.
I have a shorts channel now? Yeah, I always did.
It's like
Light bulb. I always had a
spending
shorts channel.
Years and years and years.
And then the other impact is when you burn it, and it burns dirty.
It's highly viscous, and when combusted to generate the power to propel vessels, generates enormous quantities of highly toxic gases.
And they're not using a little dab of this heavy fuel either. The average cruise ship uses 1,500 tons of heavy fuel every single day. Every single day. You know that giant black cloud that comes out of the top of cruise ships everywhere they go? Yeah, that's heavy fuel oil being burned off. And all of that is going into your lungs.
There's an environmental group that now says time on board a cruise ship could be bad for your health. Air quality is just as bad or even worse, they say, than some of the world's most polluted cities.
Holy shit.
But the air pollution will be the least of your worries when you're on a
God. Lawlessness of the ocean.
One of the best things about the cruise ship industry is that you pay virtually zero taxes. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $0 to the taxman. So if you've been looking for a business to start that's practically tax-free, but starting a religion isn't your thing, here's what you gotta do. Step 1.
Gotta get a
acquire
cruise.
ship.
Get a cruise ship.
Most businesses that must operate in a single location, cruise ships do their business out on the open seas. That gives you a lot more wiggle room when it comes to your tax jurisdiction. Enough wiggle room to still operate out of US ports, so you can get the money out of the Americans, all without having to pay any US taxes on those profits. Step 2. Register your ship in a foreign country. Every ship on the planet is required by international law to register with a country and fly the flag of that place out on sea. But who said that place had to be the US? According to a €100 tax code, cruise ships are able to register in a country that have much more hands-off laws than the US. It's called flying a flag of convenience. That's why even though 90% of cruise ship companies do business in the US, they fly the flags of other countries. This magical exemption allows cruise ships to pay an average tax rate of 0.8%, even though every other US corporation is taxed at 21%. Step number 3, sit back and let the profits roll in.
Yo!
The US government has set cruise ships up perfectly to make as much money as they want off of Americans without paying the country a dime in taxes. Plus, bonus points, since your ship is registered in a small country with an inept government like Panama or Liberia, you're also not confined to all those pesky US employment laws. You can hire workers from all over the world and pay them next to nothing for working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. The average cruise ship worker makes around $1.62 to $2.27 per hour. That is pretty insane. You're making millions while only having to pay your laborers a couple dollars an hour with almost zero taxes? This is the best business ever. And while you're not paying taxes, you can still utilize US taxpayer-funded services. Whenever a disease outbreak happens on board, or a ship gets caught in a storm and needs rescue, or a passenger falls overboard, it's the US government that must step in and help. One of these rescue missions cost over $800,000, and it all came out of US taxes. But the lawlessness gets much darker than just taxes and labor. There's also the deaths and disappearances.
That seems really dark. No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
In the early morning hours of March 24, 1998, the Bradley family awoke to a nightmare on their Royal Caribbean International cruise. The family's 23-year-old daughter Amy was missing.
An all-American girl vanishes from a Caribbean cruise liner.
Somebody saw her, somebody wanted her, and somebody took her.
It seemed impossible. It had only been a few hours since her family saw her last, and everything seemed fine.
Yeah, where the fuck did you go?
All the way out in the middle of the open ocean. So where could she have possibly gone? Her family didn't waste a second and immediately alerted their cruise ship's crew, begging them to show a photo of Amy to the other passengers and to secure the exits at the next stop. Anything that might help find their daughter. But the crew wasn't having it. They weren't gonna show her photo, and they definitely weren't gonna halt the cruise's itinerary. The crew was too worried it would disturb the other guests.
Definitely, they're gonna lose money. Yeah.
All they said they could do was search around the common areas and bathrooms as quietly as possible. The cruise went on as usual, and the passengers' vacation went undisturbed. And yet, Amy Lynn Bradley is still missing to this day, 25 years later. Her family still believes that they could have found her if the cruise ship treated the situation more seriously. Amy's story is sad, but it isn't rare. Hundreds of people have become victims of violent crimes on cruise ships, or they just disappeared altogether, never to be seen again.
On the left, pictured with her sister, this is 24-year-old Rebecca Corriam, a girl from Chester seeing the world, and now lost at sea 5,000 miles from home.
Son boarded
what the fuck, man?
Ship for his honeymoon, and he never got off.
We'll go on to that mysterious death of a cruise ship. On a cruise ship, the FBI is investigating after authorities say a 39-year-old woman died on board a Princess cruise ship in Alaska following a domestic dispute.
Crimes and disappearances on cruise ships are an epidemic. Nearly 170 people have disappeared on cruise ships since 1995, and there's good reason why it's so common. It's because there are virtually no laws or systems of justice once you set sail on the cruise ship. Yep, that's right. If you ever need to take someone out without getting caught, just invite them onto a cruise and you're good to go. That's the thing about being in international waters.
International waters, the land that law forgot.
Hope is thousands of miles away, so the people who respond to all the crimes on a cruise ship are completely unqualified cruise line security guards, who are obviously on the side of the cruise line, not the passengers.
We're gonna be out on
Wait, what did he say?
No law.
All the crimes on a cruise ship are completely unqualified cruise line security guards, who are obviously on the side of the cruise line, not the passengers.
We're gonna be out on open ocean. No laws. Just us and our tasty treats.
And even when the case is eventually investigated, it's done by the country where the ship is registered, which again is usually a tiny country with an inept government with no budget that is thousands of miles away from where the crime occurred. So if you are a loved one becomes a victim of a crime on a cruise ship, it would be the law enforcement of places like Panama or the Bahamas investigating.
Coming to get you.
If
Jesus.
you're American, the FBI can choose to step in, but even then they usually don't arrive until long after crucial evidence
Oh
is
my
gone.
god, man.
It's an impossible situation for law enforcement, and an absolutely perfect scenario for creeps, thieves, and murderers to do anything they want. That's why crime is absolutely rampant on cruises, and why most of these cases never get solved. And yet despite all of this, millions of people still sign up like lambs for slaughter every single year to take a ride on them. And it seems like there is not an end in sight for this industry. Even after COVID, the cruise ship industry is still just too powerful after 60 years of unmitigated reign. They're too rich after all these tax-free decades. and cruise lines have been reinvesting that money into lobbying the US government to keep things just the way they are.
Yep.
They spent $66 million in lobbying between 1998 and 2019. And thanks to lots of special donations to candidates in cruise ship states, these candidates fight on their behalf to block cruise taxes. And there's no system in place to enforce rules against them anyways. Cruise ships are like their own little floating nation. And the governments of these nations go by the names of Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean.
Oh my god.
The fact that cruise ships found a way to only pay their slaves, I mean laborers, $1.50 to $2.50 an hour, while they rake in billions is not that surprising if you watch this channel. Take a look at the Fortune 500 list. Pretty much all of them had to find some way to exploit modern day slavery to ever be able to scale to their size. For cruise ships, it was this. For Shell, it was by exploiting Nigeria. For Nike, it's sweatshops in Asia. And so on and so forth. So
everyone's
if you're
doing
looking
it.
to get into business, you are gonna need to understand this if you don't want to get stuck at the size of a small business. And lucky for you, I expose all of it in Financial Slavery Masterclass. Financial Slavery Masterclass is the course that says what powerful people are too afraid to say out loud. It exposes how slavery never went away, it just changed form.
Oh. Can you please play Wordle? Maybe. Might do Wordle in a few. I'll find a video to watch. Find something to watch.
Oh, these videos look kind of blown the fuck up.
I need to. It's my privilege.
On December 31st, 2021, officers responded to a report of a disorderly female at an airport. They were advised that she refused to move to her correct seat while on the aircraft, and all passengers had to be deplaned because of her refusal to move.
I hate that. I hate fucking people like that.
They did not take me off the plane, and I have a reason to go to Alaska. You guys messed up my flight ticket.
Alaska.
They messed up my flight ticket. I asked for an aisle. They gave me a middle.
These people, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying, okay, just off the fact of how annoying it is for everybody else, this should be 10 years flat. If you're a bitch ass, when it comes down to planes, it should be 10 years flat. Bro, it should be the same thing as a fucking courtroom or whatever. You just sit the fuck down, wait till it's over, done.
See, how is that my problem?
Okay, so
that's it.
This is all about the seat thing, okay? So did they ask you, talk to you about anything about changing seats?
I told them, then the girls let me sit where I wanted to sit.
Oh my god, this girl's voice.
Off the plane. But I walked off. allowing. They did not arrest me. They did not handcuff me. They did not touch me to get off the plane.
Wordle time.
They need to let me, either they need to buy me a hotel ticket and get me back to New York, or they need to let me aboard the plane. Because I already boarded the plane.
Hey, how about no?
So,
How about no?
What's going on?
Okay, well, figure out.
Chat,
right now,
the way I understand how this works is that you sign a bunch of shit when you purchase a ticket, like a bunch of terms of service or whatever, right? When they give you a ticket back or they help you out with stuff, right? They do it as accommodation. They do it because they're trying to help out, right?
Yep.
I don't think they have to.
They don't have to do anything.
They could just say, suck it.
They don't have to do anything.
My behavior? Okay, I got a plane for the aisle seat. They gave me an E,
Not
which
true.
is a
That
middle
was my name.
seat. That is not what I paid for.
you have your ID?
What does that have to do with anything?
Right now the police are here. We're gonna find out the who, the why, the what. So I just need to know
Okay,
who
well,
you
you
are.
better.
Yeah.
Oh, Taser already. My God.
Tase the woman.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to tell that blonde.
Yeah, let's go have a seat over there. Let's come over here so that let's go have a seat over there.
All right, well, you better get me a hotel.
So we're gonna talk and figure out what Delta is gonna. Let's go have a seat on that corner right over. You can even move farther if you want. Oh, where's the
Airlines have the right to deny boarding. She'll be blacklisted, yeah, for sure.
Alright, so.
I'm bleeding somewhere.
You requested a seat, you didn't get that seat. And now, that's what I'm trying. Like, we're here. Did you walk off the plane? They say, like, let's get off the plane. Are you flying anymore?
I'm going to Alaska.
The body cam footage got cut off here and resumed soon after.
Quick.
No, I'm trying to listen to you.
You don't need to right now.
I need to.
What the fuck? He just cuts out?
Privilege.
Oh, who talks like that,
Okay,
man?
thank you. So don't tell me what I cannot and cannot do.
Sit down now.
No, I would like to hear what people are saying.
Just have a seat. You can have a conversation.
I am allowed to hear what they are
Right
saying.
there, because I'm going to catch up with you. Okay?
How is that thin ice? What have I done?
Well, they're
Seriously,
trying to work
what
with you.
have I done? You have no idea.
They're trying to work with you, and
They
they
have
just asked
tried
you
to
to sit
work
down.
with me by taking me off the plane.
Well, what did you do on the airplane? What happened?
What? Ask them. Ask them.
That's why Officer Cross, listen to me. He's going to go.
What have I done on the plane?
Well,
I would like to ask you what I have done on
Sassy
the plane.
hands? Yeah, I mean.
Oh my god.
I'm not asking you about my side. I'm asking you what I have done on the plane. Did I touch someone?
Bro, look at that. Look at the hands, though.
Did I touch
Just
someone?
tase it.
Please explain it. Have I spoken to someone? Did I touch someone? Please tell
Oh my
me
god.
if
Taser!
I've spoken to someone and I've touched someone.
Okay, so.
Listen to him. Ask him that question.
All right, Jacqueline, we're going to leave.
Ask him.
Jacqueline, you need to leave now because
No.
you've been denied.
Ask him.
Oh my god.
Ask
Did
him
you
if
want to
I've
hear my
touched
answer?
someone.
Jacqueline.
You better ask him if I've
We're
touched
going to go
someone.
now, okay? Listen, you're going to be escorted
I don't
out.
live
Delta's
here.
not flying.
I live in New York.
Good. Okay. Delta
Dude,
Bro, this guy's fucking done with this shit. Dude, they could have done a bunch of shit already, but
who's paying for my ticket?
she's escalating.
You're going to have to, you got refunded.
I got refunded to live in Utah?
If they're talking and now she's yelling, she's literally escalating, dude. Verbal is, that's part of it, dude. Like,
Jacqueline, okay? We're going to walk out.
tase it.
Because
I don't live here. I don't know anyone here.
You're
If
not a
anything,
Delta
I need to get a
passenger now.
ride back to New York.
Okay, we'll walk you out to where the other airlines are, okay?
Dude, I don't live here.
Delta is denying you service, okay? Delta Airlines, a private company, is denying you service.
Why
We're gonna go to the other
though?
airline.
Because you guys denied me service. Why? You don't even know why.
Okay,
So
let's
you
walk
better
out.
get me a flight back
Grab
to
your
New
bag.
York.
Okay.
I don't live in Utah.
Jacqueline,
I've never been here.
Jacqueline,
Oh my god.
Jacqueline,
Dude.
walk out. We can work on you.
This is insane.
Where am I gonna go?
I can answer those questions, but we're gonna walk out.
No, I don't want to go anywhere. Where am I gonna go in Utah?
You're gonna go to
I don't
the
know,
other
you figure it
airline.
out, bro.
Try booking there.
Jesus.
Dude, are you gonna pay for it?
You're refunded, okay?
Okay, well then get my refund and refund me a ticket back to New York.
Double standards.
Oh my god.
Some dude was doing this, that, and this and this and that. bro, he'd be in cuffs and they would set him.
He would have been dead. He probably would have got killed.
Shit,
Okay, well that's on you.
sit him down or tase it.
Let's start walking
No,
out.
that's so up.
Jacqueline,
You cannot do that.
Hey, Jacqueline.
You know how up that they are leaving me homeless.
Okay, speak
They're
into the body
leaving me
cam.
homeless.
Jacqueline, focus. Okay.
Oh my god, man.
Right
Let
now,
me out to where?
Look at this guy.
To the lobby in Utah.
At this point,
I don't live in Utah.
Jacqueline, at this point, we're helping you to go.
Oh my god.
You keep doing this yelling, we're gonna look at criminal charges, okay? Disorderly conduct.
Dude, this is on you though.
That's insane.
One day. They have
No, I did not cause a disturbance.
Jacqueline?
They told me I would get an aisle.
Jacqueline?
All right, dude, give me my. Give me my.
Oh, hell nah.
Stop!
Hands behind your back.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Hands behind your back.
Stop!
Hands behind your back.
Stop! I don't live in Utah.
Well, that's 2 more charges right there. Gotcha. Now we're at 3.
Hands behind your back. Stop resisting. Hands behind your back.
Ow, I live in
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Oh shit.
Gotcha. Stop resisting.
Oh my god.
You understand that? Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Nobody lives in Utah. That shit's a fucking disaster.
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting!
Stop resisting.
Stop!
Hand behind your back. Hand behind your back.
Just go home. Let me just go home.
Put this
Let
hand
me
behind
just
your
go
back.
home. No.
Bro, look at it. She's recording. Look at it. She's loving that. Chat. This
Oh my
is
god.
typical. I hate drama person right there. Typical. They're not getting out of the way. They're filming, dude, and they're getting good shots, good angles, dude. They're there for it. That's gonna base that. It's free content. You can't. This is content. It is what it is. Also, this color of leggings.
Every time she says,
don't wear like skin color.
every time they say that, and she says, don't listen, she'll get more time in jail. Yeah.
I don't know who does that.
Am I the only one who thinks she sounds like a bird when she says stop?
Somebody say something?
Yeah, just FYI.
Unfortunately, in a case such as this, I cannot fix her. Also partially because nobody lives in Utah.
Nobody wants to live there.
Nobody wants to live in Utah.
Mr. Card, Sarge.
Wait, no fly list?
No fly list.
Well, then the only way to get to fucking Alaska is gonna be to Canada, dude.
The following
Or
footage
boat.
was received blurred from the police department. However, the audio is available, and it's clear that she got even more agitated while walking to the police car and kicked the officers.
I knew she was gonna do it.
no.
That's why I said it. I said 3 charges. I was like, she's gonna go for 4.
Off me.
Let's go.
You need to get the off me.
Let's go, let's go.
Tase the woman.
I was raised in Utah.
Yeah, Utah's good for fucking
Get
hikes, I
off
guess.
me.
And, and acid, I guess.
Get off me. Get off me.
Stop resisting.
No. Get off me.
Oh my god.
Don't move.
Get off me. Perfect. You perfect.
Hey, don't kick me. You understand?
Holy shit, man.
Why'd you kick me?
This is why.
Yo.
All of this could have been avoided, like I said earlier, chat, if they just tased it. This would have been, none of this would happen. I'm just gonna say it.
Tase the woman.
Predictable outcomes.
Like that.
No, you get off me.
Yeah, it's when you act like a demon, you're a demon. You are it. You're not he, him, or her. What the fuck you want? You are it now.
You fucking kicked me. Get off me. Go back to China.
Slide over there. Okay. Do not move. I'm buckling you in. Do not move.
I'd rather you.
Oh my god, man.
Get off me. I have a right. I have a right.
Stop.
No. Get off me.
Stop.
No. I have a right. I have a right.
Racist,
I have a right.
I have a right to say no.
Bro, let's go back to whatever it is like.
Hey, Jacqueline, stop.
I can't believe people still say that shit.
I have a right.
Oh my god, man.
I say no. I say no.
Jacqueline, you are under arrest for disorderly conduct.
I say no. I say no. I don't want it.
For disorderly
I say
conduct.
no.
Do not.
Well, guys said no. That's it.
She said no, guys. No.
I say no.
Said no. No.
Damn, she downloaded the racism DLC mid-boss fight.
Yeah, real shit.
Put your feet down. Okay. Sit
Get
back up.
off me.
No one is touching you.
Chat, the only strat at this point, chat, is to cycle officers in and out, get a new one every 3 minutes, right? And they all get kicked one by one. When she gets to the PD, she gets assault on a police officer times 16.
Times 80.
Dude, it's what it is.
Times 900.
Weirdos. No.
But after
He's 900 rated.
bracket, people are almost a whole 1,000 points above him.
Because I leave every game.
Can't take him.
Clowns.
There's a lot of pressure.
But I gotta say, that just shows how impressive it is that he's made it to the championship bracket because
See, look.
let's make that clear.
Yeah,
that both
thank
of
you. What's
these
her name?
players
What's this
are
girl's
in the
name?
championship bracket,
Anna?
and they're gonna
Anna?
be fighting
Anna?
against some really strong players
Yeah.
later on. So it's very impressive that Tyler 1 was able to
Thank
do
you.
this, and I'm super happy to see him in podcast
Yeah,
this year,
thank
to
you.
be honest.
Probably won't be back though because you guys.
Oh, get the bishop out. The bishop out, the queen out, the work out, and then we go
castle,
bing, 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 bing. For now though,
I want to.
Man, what happened today? What was I thinking about? I was thinking about a lot of things.
Run it down mid strategy open.
I'm
Yes,
old.
that's the only way I know how to checkmate. To be honest.
Right down the middle.
No, I'm gonna go like this. I want to get my my pawns out here to get better development. This guy's blocking my pawns from going up. Bum 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 bum.
Is it okay to castle on this side?
I mean, XQC doesn't really seem like he's too stressed about being a piece down yet, to be honest.
Player move, little one.
Move it anywhere.
Now it's XCC. We have them both on the air, and then y'all can go crazy. Y'all can go crazy once we're on the air. Everyone can hear each other. Yes.
Yeah, I can hear. But
yes.
If he, if he keeps barking, we're not gonna be able to hear him properly. He's got like a sound thing that dampens the sound when he does that.
God, I'm mad.
I'm just saying.
I'm shaking. You're so lucky. Don't want to see me in quarters, man.
Checkmate.
Fucking loser. He's trash, bro. He is so bad, by the way. So bad. Bro, look at me. Fucking coming here like an ogre. Making him sweat his ass off. First game was free as fuck, by the way. First game was free as fuck. He's so trash, by the way. You don't want to see me in quarters, man. Look at this, bro. I just leveled up.
Holy radius.
In one, probably 2-3 games. I leveled up. You are
That
trash,
is
man.
insane.
Horrible player, XQ cocksucker is what I call him. Fuck, I should have had that first game, bro. Oh, that second game was done. But that first game, if I had that... He showed up. He made me reschedule the last week, and then he's 30 minutes now, late now. XQC, you're trash.
Is he done talking? Holy, is it like a time bank? I have to talk in pillow now, and I can talk now, right? I'm gonna say it. I said it earlier when I was talking. I was talking to the broadcast. I said it. He was cheating. I get it. I won. Michaela's in the room, and she's giving him the fucking moves. I could tell. Yeah. I could tell the way he's moving. Michaela was giving him the moves. It's obvious. He was playing way above his rating. He was playing way above his rating. He was playing an average of like 900, 1.1k average as a 200.
Oh my god.
Actually cheating. This. Oh, go ahead.
He is absolutely right. I played above my level because when the pressure's on, time and time again, I perform. I play up to my opponent, even at games I'm not even the best at. And unfortunately, you play down to your opponent because you're a pipsqueak and scrawny in real life, XQC. You're lucky this is all you have is this little video game career. I play this for fun while I'm working actual labor jobs in real life, and I still dusted you, almost.
Labor job? What kind of labor job? You play League of Legends. What is he talking about? Labor. No, you don't.
Service and repair pools, actually.
Okay, so for the broadcast, we don't know how much. He's lying. He's just talking shit.
This is your like third podcast. I'll let you talk.
Oh, well, I
play League of Legends.
Job and an office job, and I stream, and I play chess, and I beat you at all.
Got fired from both. I'd imagine, probably.
Anyway,
you probably showed up an hour late to that too. And in the real world, XQC, that's not acceptable. And hopefully, in the chess.com world, that's not acceptable for the quarters either. But you show up an hour late for that. Maybe you'll face some punishment.
1 point for time for this one, but listen, you guys need to understand that there's lore behind this, okay?
Easy.
This small person, big-headed musclehead, is still molding it because I cheated against him in Twitch Rivals, and I got banned. I got banned for a week for it. And I
oh my god.
And he wanted to take revenge. He called Michaela to cheat against me to get his revenge. And even with 2v1, I beat them 2.
Oh my god.
The guy that gave him permission to use the car, his mama reported him missing. I popped the trunk, saw her, there's a dead body in the trunk.
On July 29, 2020, shortly before 5 p.m., a Louisiana state trooper conducted a traffic stop involving a 2017 Chevrolet Camaro on Louisiana Highway 17 near Williamsboro, Louisiana. The vehicle was doing a 73 and a 55.
That's just like not fast. And for anyone who's ever driven 73 in a 50 is like not fast. That's just like not fast at all. You're going like 13 over the limit, right? No, you're going.
Train, you want it or not?
23, my bad. You're only going, yeah, and they allow you to do like 19, I think. You can get away with it. So you're doing like 4 more, like, you know?
LA 17, 1 mile south of LA 4, black and orange Chevy Camaro 242 Charlie Lima Tango 242 CLT Louisiana.
Did you just say Ligma Tango?
Charlie Lima Tango 242
Ligma Tango.
What's the numbers I put? 720 by what?
Hey, driver.
I don't remember the numbers I have to put in for this.
Hey, driver. Hey, step back here with me, man. How are you? Hey, good afternoon. I'm Trooper Nielsen, Louisiana State Police. The reason why I stopped you was for speeding. You know how fast you're going? 73 and a 55, so it's 18 over the limit.
18 over the limit, like, come
You don't
on.
have a driver's license? No, sir. And why are you driving?
I was just
Okay.
going home.
You have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
It's okay. I was just asking. What's your name, man?
Michael.
Michael. Is anybody with you?
No, sir. It's just me.
You have insurance? All right, show me your insurance. Whose car is this, man? Your big brother's? You smoking weed today? Look at me.
I did earlier. I'm not high right now.
Okay. All right, we'll take a look at you. Do you have an ID? You have any ID? Is there any weed in the car, man? Don't stop. Step here.
Yo, this cop's like fucking all over the place. He's like, insurance, ID, smoking weed today? Like,
Look at me, Michael.
relax!
Contact with me. Step out here. Step over here.
Like, I'm stressed out. I'm not even in the fucking car. This cop's fucking all over the place. Told him to get his insurance. He went in there. He's like, get out of here. Get the fuck over here.
Hold up, time. Doesn't have it. This is one. Only pause one time, okay? A lot of times people watch cop videos. They hate my takes about it. They hate my takes, okay, about cop shit, because they want to be mad. They want to be mauled, right? I always think first about officer safety. Why? Perfect example. This looks like a normal truck stop, kind of normal, kind of chill, whatever the fuck, right? If this guy's a dead body in the trunk, right? This guy's entire life is on the line at that point, right? Theoretically, right? So this guy has heavy motives
to get the fuck out of there.
The fucking tell the video was body in the trunk. I'm assuming there's gonna be body in the trunk, right? So like this guy's entire life is on the line. Somebody like that who has all these fucking things and they know it, dude. Like they might think their only way out is just fucking pulling out a gun and shooting it.
Yeah.
That is a very that is a very strong possibility, right? So whenever they do shit that looks weird, that looks like rough on the police side, like that could happen. And it could be through a window too. People say, "Oh, dude, tainted windows." Bro, if this guy sees this happening and it's the only way out, he might have a tainted window and you shoot through it. That's insane, dude.
That is insane.
And it's just
Yes or no? Just the doobie in the ashtray, like.
Okay.
Other than that, there's
anything else?
Dizzy.
All right. You be honest with me, I'll be honest with you. I ain't looking for no roach. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else in there?
Dizzy, I promise.
Okay, it's in the ashtray? In that
Yes.
cup thing?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Dizzy.
Okay. When did you puff last?
This was
Be honest. Because I'm a drug recognition expert.
about an hour ago.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at you, but all right. Where are you headed right now?
I was headed back home.
Okay.
Oh my god, man. He should remain silent and call a lawyer. Probably, but like, you know, like it's just like my man got pulled over for like speeding. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why were you like, you know what I'm saying? Like the first thing the cop asked the guy was like, you know how fast you were going? You know what I'm saying? And then like the guy was like, oh no, I don't know how fast I was going. And, like one thing leads into another, so it's like, why would like what's like the motivation behind him like not speaking? It's like, oh, not speaking over a traffic stop. It's like clearly there's something more going on there. I know what you're saying, like, don't speak, but I just don't know. In this situation, like, you know, don't know.
What's your address? No, stop. Come here. Where do you live?
My bad, I was gone. Yeah, he got pulled over for going like 13 over the speed limit.
It's easy. It's easy to answer this. Where do you live?
That's what I'm saying. So this is exactly what I'm saying. It's like, where do you live? Simple question. Like, I can answer that. I live in New York City. It's like, where do you live? It's like, you can't answer that. Why are you remaining silent? Clearly, there's like something more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get the whole like play silent thing. Get your lawyer on the phone, but like, I don't know. Not always. If you're truly innocent, even if you're guilty, you do that. But only in certain times. I feel like, you know, because I just feel like in a situation like that, I don't know. Maybe I could be totally wrong. What do you guys think?
I was coming from there, how I got lost.
So what's the address?
Because they technically can't search his trunk without a warrant. So if he just sits there and remains silent, gets his lawyer on the phone, might give him some better advice, you know, because they do need a warrant to search. There's no probable cause. My man was speeding. Like, they might say there's probable cause. They might make it up, but when are you up for Wordle? Answer the question, bro. You're annoying the shit out of me. We're gonna do it right now, just so you shut the fuck up. All right, first guess. Do boats. Yeah, or he could say, I do not consent for a search. Exactly. All right, we got boats. Do roads? Maybe. All right. Traps. Let's try traps. Traps. Okay. Track. Track. No, we're close. We're close. We're close. Could it be crack? Oh my god. Chart? That's the final guess. Final guess. Chart. Oh shit, we got it. Nice. Let's go. W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
No.
What? You don't know your address?
No, sir.
Okay, come back here.
Uh-oh. Sus! Don't know your address, bro? Like, alright.
Like react harder people did. These videos, sometimes chat, somebody can literally just go to the fucking, they can go and request a fucking, a police footage, pick it up, upload on YouTube, right? It's like,
Right.
I'm not gonna.
Prop up on this bumper right here, okay? Just sit down right here, okay? Alright?
Well, what's that noise?
Alright. You've admitted there's a small amount of marijuana in the car, and I've smelled it. It's probable cause. Can I take a look in your car? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Nothing. Okay. It's your brother's car? It's your brother's car?
He just fucked up by consent. He says yes, bro.
Hey, come here. Put that phone on that hood. You know you ain't gonna sit here and be texting behind my back while I'm sitting here in this car. Get on that car.
Was he even searched at this point?
Oh my god.
That's just so scary. I can't even.
All right, now step here. When did all this happen? When did all that happen?
That happened.
When?
My brother, he said it.
How long ago?
Like
Days?
Yeah, it was like.
Okay, come back. Just leave this here. Come back here. Just stay right here in front of my car. Is this your wrench?
No, sir.
Well, can I see it again? Jesus.
Leaked.
That's really fucking bad.
Hey, Jeff.
That's really fucking bad.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, it's Jesse again. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm here about a.
Does that mean that somebody either got shot or shot through the
north.
fucking driver's seat?
About a mile north of LA 4 on LA 17. I got this. I got a orange and black Chevy Camaro stopped. I had him stopped for speeding, 73 and a 55. And it's got bullet holes all in the driver's side, right by the door. Y'all ain't looking for a car involved in anything. It's a comes. Hold on, just let me run this date of birth.
Anything?
Yes, sir. And he don't even know where he lives. He won't, or he's saying he don't know where he lives.
Exactly, Jet.
Well, I just making sure. I mean, he's saying he lives down here in Winsboro, but his address is coming back out of Richwood. But
Yeah, 41.
he don't even know the address down here. But like right behind the driver's side door, there's like 2 or 3 bullet holes in that thing.
Bullet holes.
He said two or three days
Bullet
ago,
holes.
His brother, the is the name on the car, on the registration? Okay, I'm gonna call a guy. I mean, I'm code 4. I was just seeing if y'all had this connected to anything down here.
I'm gonna go make a quick snack. I want to keep watching this, but I want to eat. I'll be like 2 minutes, chat. 2 minutes. It, he is going to get fish, chips, and beans and have tea with great heavens? He's dead? Not
Yes,
dead.
sir.
Made pizza bagels. Yummy.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm north of 4. Not even to. I'm right by the golf course.
Chat. This wasn't chat. I know how law works to a good extent. A good extent. If the guy was wrong about his probable cause, let's say he fucked his probable cause, right? And it showed that he couldn't look in the trunk, and he did, and he found the body, whatever. If, let's say, it was fruit of the poisonous tree, and he wasn't allowed to go search in the trunk, right? And they had all these elements, does the guy just get away with it? Is that like just a flat out, yeah, you get away with it? Or is that like, is there a bunch of other factors that come in? No, it's not good.
All right, bye.
I was asking you. I don't think it's a bad question.
Alright.
Did you give permission? I said if, let's say this guy fucked his probable cause, and he fucked it up. I'm saying.
I just wanted to see if y'all are
Let's
working
say.
anything or looking at anything. I'm a mile north on LA 17 over here north of Winsboro.
North of Winsboro.
Just north of LA 4. And I got this car speeding 73 and a 55. It's a black and orange Camaro. And it's got like 3 bullet holes in the left side of it. In that Camaro, that little triangle window right behind the driver door, and right in the door jamb, there's a round, and there's like 2 right behind that. And he said he thinks his brother said his car was in something 2 nights ago. Now he says he lives in Winsboro,
But he don't know where.
but he's got a Richwood address, and the car comes back out of Monroe.
Almost
And
in my head now.
he's got a Jeep. So I was just gonna check
Oh,
y'all
never mind.
weren't
Don't just
looking
give them.
anything up. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
His family in Monroe is looking for him. They sent me out here to
Okay. All right. Well, I got somebody pulling up behind me, Scooter. All right. Thank you, fella. Hey, now. Who are you?
They don't scare me to death.
What?
Who is this guy?
Why are y'all here?
What the fuck just happened?
Who are you?
Okay, this is like some NPC spawned in, dude. Some glitch. This is
They don't scare me to death.
Well, how are y'all here?
Cause my people from Monroe, that's him on the phone.
What do you mean they were looking for him?
They looking for him. The car missing. Hey.
Okay, give me the phone. Hey, man.
What the fuck?
Okay, what? His name is Mike. He's not given that name though. He's given another name.
I gotta go back to work.
What's your number, sir? His phone back.
Yeah, I gotta go back to work.
Okay. He said he
Gives
needs
him
his
the
phone
phone,
back. I'll call you
then
on a
picks it back up.
line in a minute, okay?
Okay, I sure thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let me ask you something. Did you give me your right name?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Michael.
You got plaits in your head?
No, sir.
Okay. Where do you live? Be honest to me. Monroe?
Yes, sir.
Richwood?
Yes,
You
sir.
don't live in Winsboro.
No, sir.
Why would you try to bluff me on that? Why would you lie to me on that? Because I already knew that before this guy said something. What's up? Talk to me.
What's up?
You better stop lying to me right now. You're going to be in jail.
I'm just going to my sister's out there.
To your sisters? So when I kept asking you where you live, you don't even know because this ain't even your house. You better get some act right in you and stop lying. Some act right in you and stop lying to me, or I swear to God, you're fixing to go to jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's the last freaking lie you better tell me. What's your last name? Who took the car? Who took that car from whoever it belonged to?
He gave me permission for the car.
Mike gave you permission to drive this car?
Yes, sir.
Who gave him permission?
This is for
Stay with him, please. How are you? Mr. Chad.
Gordon Ramsay just spawned in. Chad.
Hold on,
Chad.
sir.
Mr. Chad's here.
F-39 Region 3. I've got a Franklin Parish unit out with me. I'm with Code 4. Hey. All right, sir. What's your name? What's your name? Okay. Has this car been reported missing? Okay. Who? Okay. Let me ask you something. Has the car been reported stolen, missing? Who are you talking to at the police department? Who do I need to talk to that knows? Yes, sir. Okay, give me the number. Hold on just a second. Go ahead.
1012. Call Franklin Expo in reference
Man,
to stop.
that chain of command is fucking super slow.
Okay,
What
what's
the
the number,
fuck?
sir? Tiffo.
Like talking to some guy, some fucking operator, switch the fucking department, ask this guy. Like it seems like it's just very finicky. Look at the Mudzy sticks.
Okay. Well, sir,
That
I'm
looks
gonna
good.
have to call you back. I got too many people out here. Is it Monroe Police Department? Okay, I'll talk to them. All right. Let me go. All right. I'll call you back. Bye bye.
Bubba?
Bubba.
Ahead of this.
He said that's where he's going, and I knew he was lying then.
Hey, where your sister live at, man?
Bubba's here.
There's nothing going on. Nothing happened until 19.
Said there's some contact with Monroe PD called Regas, somebody named Regas or something, that this car has been given to this boy by another boy who's been reported missing.
What?
And something's going on between the two of them. And this boy right here said that other boy gave him permission, but Monroe, the guy from Monroe hadn't called me yet, so I'm trying to see. He said he was gonna, the Franklin Parish Dispatch was gonna try to confirm all this and get back with me, but evidently, I mean, he got the 3 bullet holes in it, and the boy's been reported missing. Do we need to do anything specific with the car? Like, do we need to? Crap. Okay, man. I just don't want something bad to come back on this with me letting it go.
I remember hearing
Okay.
that name.
All right. Well, if I need any help, I'll call you back. I'm sorry to bother you, Scooter.
You gonna get a call from
Okay. All right, man. Go ahead. If I need you, I'll holler back. Bye bye.
I mean, he did ask
Bubba.
permission for search, right?
Hey, Chad. Like, this looks close. Like bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And the boy, see? What I'm being told is that the boy who gave him permission to use the car is missing.
No, the car. Not car.
He's lying his ass off. We go looking for the person who owns the car, find out that the son of the owner of the car is missing, and now we got bullet holes all in the car.
I got you.
So, something's...
Something bad, right?
The only thing he lied about was his address in Winsboro. So, he don't have a driver's license. but he lied about living down here. I don't know what he thought that was gonna do, but
I'm just kind of interested in seeing how they get to the trunk now.
the car is
Yeah.
registered out of Monroe to the. I don't know who's supposed to be calling.
I gotta go. See you, man. Peace out.
Said somebody was supposed to call me. The y'all sheriff's office said somebody was calling me.
Because we all know it's in there, but we're all like,
If he's knows something about this boy that's missing, there's bullet holes. I'd like to at least. We need good. I guess I'll do as much good contact as I can.
good contact is what?
You haven't been in the vehicle, huh?
First
Yes,
contact with the
I
suspect?
just looked in the console, the center console. He had a doobie in the ashtray thing, but I really didn't give it a good look.
A doobie.
A doobie. Not the doobie.
See?
Yeah, that is also correct. I think there's like a general limit on how long a traffic stop is, but I don't even think that's even that true though. It depends. It's without nothing. I think that's when you do a 200 traffic stop and there's nothing to it. It's not true. Oh.
I'm gonna do the obvious thing I want to do. Hey. Yep. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Oh my god.
Don't move.
What just
You
happened?
understand? Don't move.
What's up with the music and this What the fuck?
What
were
the
they
fuck?
watching? What the fuck was that?
What? Yeah. What was that? Was crazy. That music was wild. And the subscribe. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Yep. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hand behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Don't move.
What just
You
happened?
understand? Don't move.
What's up with the music and this What the fuck would I just watch? What the fuck was that?
To get you in the court of law, you have a right to an attorney. Have one present during any questioning. At any time, you can choose not to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand? If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you by the court. Do you understand? Do you understand? Who is that? Who is that? Who is who?
That's Mike.
That's Mike. How did Mike get there? Tell me.
It wasn't me, man. It was.
Okay.
I just hit him, bro. I did.
You just hit him?
I did.
Okay. Lock this down.
What
Lock
is
this down.
wrong with this guy?
F39 to Region 3.
F39.
Oh my god.
Get in there. Get in there.
What an absolute fucko head.
I am 1015.
Bro, even in the off chance he wasn't involved at all, zero. But he said knowledge there's a fucking body in the trunk. He's still GG.
125-0357. F39 Troop F desk.
Good.
Are you saying all of this over speeding? But that's how a bunch of big busts happen. Just traffic stops.
I am LA 17, 1 mile north of LA 4. Can you give me a 21, Sarge? Okay, guys, want to lock it down. Nobody in front, nobody behind, and I've got my sergeant coming.
I cut the car off.
Okay.
Put the key up here.
Okay, that's it? Okay, all right. Hey, Sarge. Yes, sir. Yes, 23 and a 55 on LA 17, just north of LA 4. All right, I get the guy out. He's super nervous. He lies to me about his address. He's got no driver's license. He says he's going to
I actually
his
enjoyed the
house
video
in
just because of the
Winsboro.
fact that
Well, I find out he lives in Richwood.
like
okay, and
I like the whole thought process and then protocol around like how he went to the car and how he did it. And this guy's like very like bing, 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 bing. It's like very I don't know. I can't enjoy it.
Monroe. This car has 3 bullet holes in it on the driver's side. I asked the guy, he's been smoking weed, so I asked the guy to search the car. I go around the car inside the passenger compartment and I can't find anything. It's maybe a little roach in the doobie in the ashtray.
Little roach, a little doobie.
We're sitting here asking about it, about the guy that gave him permission to use the car. His mama reported him missing. The driver's name is Michael. I got to get his name here. I popped the trunk. Sarge, there's a dead body in the trunk. Okay, so I'm not. We've blocked in front of the car and behind the car. We've shut the trunk. I have Franklin Parish Sheriff's Office with me. We're at 82. Okay, we're not. We're done. Go south. Yes, ma'am. Bye.
He looked like he wanted to do something.
Yeah. Okay. Did we hadn't searched him yet?
No, we hadn't searched him.
Okay. Step out of the car, my man. Step out of the car, okay? Look at me. I'm gonna take this off, okay? All right, wait, hold on. Everything's gotta be bagged. Get out of the car. All right, look at me, Michael. What's your last? Stand here against the car. Do you understand? Don't move. Okay, put that sash in here. Anything else on you? Anything on your nuts? Anything in your ass crack? Nothing? Okay, give me a watch, bag it.
Anything on your nuts?
Else? No.
What the fuck? Anything on your
Some
nuts?
investigators come and talk to you. Do you understand? Kick the shoes off. All right, sit up in there. Sit up in there.
Anything up your nuts?
You're gonna have some investigators come and talk to you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
He took a plea deal and he got 25 years of manslaughter.
In March of 2020, for the first time ever, the entire global cruise ship industry shut down due to the pandemic, unfortunately causing all guests and crew to be stuck on board for weeks to even months in some cases, due to ports worldwide not allowing cruise ships to be stuck on board for weeks to even months in some cases, due to ports worldwide not allowing cruise ships to dock in fear of COVID spread. Fast forward 18 months later, after a long pause in operations, along with all guests and non-essential crew returning home, cruising has finally returned and appears to be showing signs of what it looked like pre-pandemic. Unfortunately for the crew, while most do appear to be happy to be back on board, some rules remind them of a nightmare that took place just last year in the beginning of 2020. Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Jay and welcome to The Ship Life. So throughout this entire pandemic, we've seen a lot of rules and restrictions being implemented, especially when it comes to cruising. Some of which are of course understandable, while others that are being implemented make you kind of scratch your head a little bit and ask why. Since cruising has returned, I'm sure a lot of you have realized that each individual cruise line is doing their own thing when it comes to COVID rules, regulations, and overall health and safety policies. Some make it so that you cannot sail unless you are fully vaccinated, while others allow you to sail. You just have to wear purple rubber wristbands to determine if you are vaccinated or not. But today, I want to talk about a rule in
Treating you like a
particular
fucking...
when it comes to NCL and their crew.
Oh my god.
You see, a lot of crew
Not
when
gonna
it
say
comes
it.
to NCL are extremely frustrated. So much so that they are writing letters to NCL in order to get some type of outreach from them in a response. This is all regarding to shore leave. So I am going to briefly read over all three of these letters, that way we get it all out of the way, and that way you guys know what's going on as far as how the crew members feel on board the NCL Breakaway and the NCL Epic. You know what's going on as far as how the crew members feel on board the NCL Breakaway and the NCL Epic. You guys know what's going on as far as how the crew members feel on board the NCL Breakaway and the NCL Epic. Keep in mind this is completely anonymous, but I'm going to read through all of this and then I'm going to give you a little bit of a rebuttal and what I've heard from crew members that I used to work with back when I worked for NCL. Also, being that I did work for NCL, guys, I did work on the NCL Escape. However, in the past couple Also, being that I did work for NCL, guys, I did work on the NCL Escape. However, in the past couple years, I do have friends that are currently, I used to work with on the Escape that are on the Breakaway and the Epic. So I did want to kind of get an information, you know, some type of input from them to see what's really going on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to these letters here. But also just keep in mind that when it comes to these, I feel like I'm in a high school classroom. We're doing like the giant group reading. So if I mess up here and there, I apologize in advance, but I am doing the best I can. Now, this first letter does come from a crew member that is anonymous on board the NCL Breakaway, stating, I am a crew member on board the Norwegian Breakaway. I am writing to you on behalf of myself and hundreds of crew members. I am writing to others in hope that this news gets out and someone can help us. We have been cruising for over a month and have been on board over 3 months. Despite being allowed to cruise and having guests on board, we've had so many restrictions and rules placed on us, of which some go against the MLC regulations. The main one is that we are not granted shore leave. They tell us that the ports are the ones to not let us go out, yet other cruise lines allow our crew off the ship. Even ships that visit the same ports are letting their crew out. Some ships, even in the same company, are granting shore leave. Yet here we are on the NCL Breakaway. Crew are not allowed to
Monday.com makes Gans great again. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say again because they never were.
Yeah, that is absolutely what you are seeing that is being left behind here. So once they get control of this crowd, which they are clearly starting to get the upper hand of the situation here, they still have to deal with a massive cleanup effort because this paint was being thrown at people and what you would like to think is garbage down below, and some of it is, but
What the fuck?
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already...
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Jesus, well that starts really hardcore.
Fire risk. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and
Oh, I remember this. I watched this already. Pre-watched. Pre-watched.
This girl. I thought it was this already.
And I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging?
I saw this too. I'll hang out.
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
purple.
Okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his...
It's purple.
Okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, man, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Okay. And,
Please! Okay, he just gurgled.
okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
We want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Super now.
Right there.
This is 42-year-old Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago.
Watched
Her
already.
boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation. Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident, but what she's completely...
This is watchable.
Advice level requested.
On the 14th of August, 2005, at 7:30 a.m., Helios Airways Flight 522, a flight scheduled to travel from Cyprus to Prague via Athens, was communication from the plane 35,000 feet to Prague via Athens, was stuck on a loop 35,000 feet in the sky, and there had been no communication from the plane for over an hour. In a state of confusion, the Greek army sent 2 F-16 fighter jets to investigate, but as one of the pilots glanced a view inside
What is this?
the
I'm
aircraft,
interesting, yeah.
they saw that disaster was about to unfold, because the pilots were nowhere to be seen. They were about to witness one of the worst airplane disasters in European history, and it left everyone on the ground with one question. What happened to Helios Flight 522?
They saw no pilot in the cockpit, only the
Aliens?
The story of Helios Flight 522 began at 9 p.m. on Saturday the 13th of August 2005, when a Boeing 737 aircraft, nicknamed Olympia, departed London Heathrow for Larnaca, Cyprus. The plane was owned by Helios Airways, a low-cost Cypriot airline that chartered flights between Cyprus and the rest of Europe. The flight was, initially, fairly uneventful. But then the crew heard something strange. A loud banging noise was coming from one of the plane's doors. Upon further inspection, it also seemed that the seal around the door was frozen. Following procedure, one of the flight's crew members made a note of the incident in the aircraft cabin defect log, and when the plane landed at Larnaca Airport at 1:25 a.m. local time, those notes were passed to the captain for review, who personally spoke to the ground engineer team to ensure a full inspection was carried out. And with that, the crew left, and a full inspection began. The man in charge of the inspection was 44-year-old Alan Irwin, a well-liked and hands-on engineer from the UK who had been hired by Helios Airways on a 6-month contract. Following standard operating procedure for a Boeing 737, Alan carried out a cabin pressurization leak check to test the integrity of the door. To do this, he and his team needed to manually pressurize the plane while it was still on the ground. As part of that process, Alan switched something known as the pressurization mode selector located on the cockpit panel from auto to manual. It's important to remember that a plane's onboard pressurization system ensures that the plane is adequately oxygenated as it gains altitude. This is something that is always done automatically, but a manual option is available in order to perform on-the-ground tests. However, going through this process, Alan and the rest of his team were unable to recreate the problem, and so, after carrying on with other routine checks, he noted down that there were no known defects,
They forgot to
no
turn it back
leaks,
on.
and no abnormal noises. Alan and the rest of his team felt that the onboard pressurization system was working just fine. This is the moment that starts off a chain of events that will seal the fate of everyone on board, because the pressurization mode selector had not been set back to auto.
Oh my god. One knob.
On Sunday the 14th of August.
A system this big and this important for a cabin, wouldn't it be like part of like a routine check before takeoff or something like that? I feel like oxygen is like in the top 5 things you need, to fucking live, motherfucker.
2005, at 3:15 a.m. local time, the aircraft was released for its 6 a.m. flight to Prague, arrived in Athens. Fast forward to 5 a.m, the crew for Flight 522 arrived an hour before departure to complete a standard pre-flight briefing. Due to staff sickness, there had been some difficulty in putting together a full crew. Luckily, 2 attendants, Luisa Volterra and Andreas Prodromou, were able to fill in last minute. Initially, Andreas was reluctant to join the crew, but would eventually agree after discovering that his girlfriend, also a flight attendant, was serving as a member of the cabin crew on that particular flight. The 4 flight attendants would join 59-year-old Captain Hans-Jürgen Merton and 51-year-old First Officer Pampos Haralambos, 2 experienced pilots with a collective 23,000 hours of flying experience between them. Together, this crew of 6 would serve 115 passengers, around a third of whom were children. As the cabin crew were preparing for takeoff, they knew that this would be an easy and short flight with experienced pilots. But what they didn't know is that Hans was fired 3 months earlier by British Airline Jet 2 for repeated failures to comply with standard procedures.
Chad, that seems pretty standard, right? 6 people crew for a plane this size, a 737?
In fact, nobody knows this, not even Helios themselves, because Hans' references were never asked for. On top of this, First Officer Pampos also has a record of rushing through checklists, and to make matters worse, the 2 pilots don't exactly see eye to eye. In fact, Pampos had complained multiple times about Hans' attitude and was actively seeking new employment. Nonetheless, as passengers began to board the plane, Pampos and Hans worked through their standard pre-flight checklist. It is here that the string of catastrophic errors continued. Pre-flight checklists are lists of tasks that should be performed by pilots and aircrew prior to takeoff. In the cockpit, pilots will be working through multiple lists designed to ensure that all switches and indicators are in the correct positions. But Flight 522 was slightly behind schedule, and so, as both Hans and Pampos rushed through their checklists, they both failed to register that the pressurization mode selector was still on manual. At 6:07 a.m., 7 minutes behind schedule, the aircraft took off from Larnaca Airport. For the first few minutes, everything seemed perfectly normal. 4 minutes after takeoff, at 6:11 a.m, ground control cleared Flight 522 for a final cruising altitude of 34.
Bro, this is really fucking scary now that I'm watching this. Jesus Christ. Bro, this is incredibly scary.
1,000 feet, and the plane began its climb through the clear blue Cypriot sky.
This is scary.
It should be said at this point
One switch, bro.
that only the last few hours of in-flight cockpit recordings are actually available, and so much of this story has been pieced together using the in-flight data recorder, on-the-ground recordings, and testimony, as well as clues from the crash site. And what this all shows is that due to the pressurization mode selector still being set to manual, the cabin was not automatically pressurizing, meaning the air was getting thinner, and there was increasingly less oxygen.
And by the time that it was time to fix it, basically the dudes were getting, they're like high, right? They have hypoxia, and everybody's brain dead, so nobody can do anything.
Even though multiple indicators on the cockpit dashboard clearly showed that the altitude inside the cabin was abnormally high, for some reason, neither Hans nor Pampos, 2 pilots with tens of thousands of hours of flight experience between them, noticed. At 12,000 feet and climbing, yet another fatal and inexplicable error was made when a loud alarm started sounding in the cockpit. Because the pilots had missed the earlier signs that the cabin was not adequately pressurizing, they misread this loud alarm as an erroneous takeoff configuration warning. In other words, a glitch. This was, in fact, the cabin altitude warning alarm.
It must be a glitch.
While the two sound exactly
it must be
the
a
same,
glitch.
where the alarm sounds indicates which it is, and when it sounds off in the air, it means one thing and one thing only: that there is an immediate and urgent issue with the cabin pressurization, and that oxygen masks should be worn immediately. Neither Hans nor Pampos did this. Instead, at 6:14 a.m, Hans made a call down to the Helios dispatcher on the ground. At first he mentioned the erroneous takeoff configuration warning, which was sounding in the cockpit. This confused the dispatcher, because a takeoff configuration alarm cannot sound at 12,000 feet in the air, and so he handed the call over to Alan Irwin, the on-duty ground engineer who had performed the plane's inspection earlier on in the day. But
So
things became even stranger.
Wait, chat. So they both failed then, right?
The captain began to radio down about a ventilation cooling system error. He stated that, quote, the ventilation cooling fan lights were off. Then, moments later, he directly contradicted himself. To Alan, who was listening in on the ground, the conversation was as confusing as it was bizarre. But perhaps, Alan thought, Hans is confusing two lights that sit closely together, and it was at this point that he asked the captain about the pressurization mode selector. To which he received no reply.
Oh no, fuck off.
Alan didn't realise it at the time, but Hans was behaving strangely because he and his co-pilot were both suffering from rapid onset hypoxia, a condition whereby the body is deprived of oxygen.
I just said something by accident. Drunk PLS unbound. Sarge.
The effects of hypoxia on the human body are strange. At first, the vision worsens slightly.
Chat.
And then...
Chat, look, they made the video. The video is so good. I think it's worth for context now.
What?
It's good. It's good. I think it's like a TikTok or some shit.
Starved my brain of oxygen today, and it might save my life. This room has had most of its oxygen sucked out, leaving it at the
Look, it's worth it. Watch it. Don't get mad at it.
The goal today was to figure out what my symptoms of hypoxia are, so if I ever feel that way while flying, I can hopefully fix the problem before I pass out and crash.
If I say climb, you're going to raise your hands. If I say level off, you're back to senator. Climb. Level off. Level off. Level off. Left turn. Left turn. Level off. Right climbing turn. Point at me. Point at me. Touch your nose. 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 Mask on.
Alright, so if you don't get on oxygen, you're gonna die, right? You're not gonna be able to survive this. Go to your regulator, get all three switches up on your regulator. Alright, go to your regulator, get all three switches on your regulator. Alright, let's go ahead and put him on for him. Let's get him back on.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's the blocks here?
Is that? Square? What was that one? That was a square?
That was a square?
Are you sure that's this one? Oh, you're starting to have a little shake there, you know, that lack of oxygen. You need to start thinking about getting back on oxygen now, Destin. Alright.
Anyway, I'll finish the video. There's another like
Confusion and disorientation begin to set in, quickly followed by a lack of coordination, and then a mood change, which for some can be extreme irritability, and for some, euphoria. What is particularly terrifying about hypoxia is that one of the symptoms can be a disassociation from the self, meaning sometimes people cannot truly grasp what is happening to them. Because Hans and Pampos did not immediately put on their oxygen masks in response to the alarm, at 15,000 feet and climbing, these symptoms were coming on very quickly. And as they set in, a warning light, known as the master caution light, came on to indicate that masks had now dropped inside the passenger cabin. Those masks were able to distribute approximately 12 minutes of oxygen per person, more than enough for a plane to descend to a safe and breathable altitude. This was yet another warning that something was wrong with the cabin pressurization system. But it was too late. Both pilots were now too impaired to understand what was happening, and they were unable to work through the problem logically. Instead, both pilots got distracted by the equipment cooling light, which came on because the onboard computer systems were not being cooled properly due to the inadequate pressurization. And it was this that both pilots chose to focus on in their increasingly hypoxic state. Hans believed that it could be fixed by a system reset, and down on the ground, Alan, still baffled, continued to ask Hans about the pressurization mode selector. Hans ignored him and demanded to know where the circuit cooling breakers were, to which Alan replied, "Behind your seat." 13 minutes after the flight took off, at 6:20 a.m, the line went silent. And Alan, confused but satisfied that he had answered all of the captain's questions, went home. At this point, passengers inside the cabin would have only had a few minutes of oxygen left. We can never know what
Went
happened
home?
in that cabin, but we can reasonably assume that there would have been panic and confusion. Following procedure, the cabin crew would have been seated, waiting for the pilots to perform an emergency descent to a safe altitude. Instead, the plane was on autopilot and was continuing its climb to 34,000 feet. All the while, the cabin crew would have been aware that the masks were fast running out of oxygen.
Yeah, I'm confused here.
As the passengers and the crew were struggling in their last moments of consciousness, at 6:29 a.m, the Helios dispatcher who initially took the call from Hans contacted ground control at nearby Nicosia Airport. He stated that he hadn't been able to make further contact with Flight 522 for 9 minutes. The dispatcher at Nicosia Airport also failed to reach the cockpit, and at 6:37